Actually, Daddy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bogey Proof. Joey's got me laughing before he's even started today, so you guys know it's going to be a good one. But Joey, where are you coming from, and what are you sipping on?
Sunnyside, New Hampshire. Nice, beautiful, hot day. Gonna come with you guys with a live review. I've been waiting to crack it.
Ooh, let's
Point
go.
Whiskey seltzer, blackberry lemon flavor.
Blackberry Limon.
What was the brand again?
Proof Point.
Roof Point.
Smells
Proof
delicious.
Point. Not to be confused with Bogey Proof.
All right. Interesting. Not exactly what I was thinking. I was going to be as refreshing as I thought. First initial review, though, I guess I'll go.
One sip.
7.4.
7.4. Okay.
It's solid. It's a solid self.
That's pretty good for something that's not refreshing.
You know, it's a different flavor. That second sip definitely helped, but it's interesting. Definitely interesting. What about you guys? How's life? What's going on?
Nothing. I'm coming to you live from Connecticut. It's 97 and humid and disgusting, and
Fuck me.
it's finally actually about the thunderstorm, thank God, and break some of this. But I got a little Sauvignon Blanc tonight. I got some salmon I'm cooking up after this, and there's like a half a bottle of this in the fridge. So figure it goes with the salmon. We'll polish this off tonight. But yeah, other than that, if you're, listeners, check out the Instagram. We'll have a lot of summer cocktails to help you fight this heat wave coming out this week. Posted one this afternoon, a little vodka lemonade, little splash club soda, bogey proof special. And then we got 2-3 more of them coming throughout the week and getting you guys ready for the July 4th. So keep an eye out for that. And Mikey, what are you drinking on?
I'm coming to you guys here from Chicago. We've had a very rainy stretch here. Friday, Saturday last week, pretty much a rain out. It was raining this morning when I walked to work, so got a little bit wet. So it was a little bit sticky, a little uncomfortable when I got to the office this morning. But it's definitely brightened up a little bit, and it looks like we're gonna have a couple nice days here, and then a really nice stretch for July 4th weekend. So looking forward to that. I'm going with no alcohol tonight. I just have a little lime Spindrift sparkling water. And I have this because it's a component of my summer cocktail. So coming out a little bit later this week, I'm going to be dealing with some bourbon, and this is one of the components of the bourbon cocktail that I like to have in the summer. So be on the lookout for that and sipping on that on this Tuesday as we record. But
hold on. I just want to say it says it's made with real barrel-aged whiskey, but it's only 5%. I think that's a bunch of horse shit. Yeah, that's me.
I mean, it might be. There's probably like a shot of it in there.
I feel like you can definitely taste it.
Why don't you have like 6 of them and let us know?
I mean, right, Joe? Like a high noon is real vodka, but like that's 5%. So exactly,
those are only 5%, huh?
Yeah.
Yet those Cactus Jack seltzers are 7%, and I had 2 of them, and I was feeling good.
We might have to do a live review.
I had a tequila one the other day that was real good too. Can't remember the name of it. It was from Trader Joe's, but
really,
it was, and you knew they were real because they weren't that cold. So I was pouring them out and putting them in glasses with some ice, and each different flavor was a slightly different color. So like you knew there was some real juice in there. Like the lime one had a little bit of a green tint to it. And then there was like a watermelon one that actually, I don't know if it's a fake color, but they did a good job, at least pretending that it's looking like there's some real flavor in there. Yeah, watermelon. Yeah, exactly. So
fair enough, man. Fair enough. You kombucha guys? You like a little kombucha?
I've had it. I don't like have it regularly, but I've definitely had a couple.
Because they have hard kombucha now too. It's crazy what this world is.
I can only imagine what that does to somebody's stomach. That must wreak havoc on you.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of that. They're not bad though.
Like, booze isn't great for your stomach, and those things are not great either. Like they rip you up. So it's like
kombucha is good for you.
It is. It's like good for your health, but like it rips your stomach up, like in a good way. Like it cleans you out. Like
So
That-
why not?
That's gut health right there.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see
Probiotics.
myself
Yeah,
getting
that's
hammered.
what I was looking for. Probiotic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
like it's kind of like a little yogurt in a liquid form out there.
I guess
And then
so.
it tastes like you're chewing on like electricity. Yeah.
It's dude, I don't like it at all. I've had one or two different flavors. I don't know if I just can't
Acquired
I can't get over like how strong like a ginger kombucha taste
got-
is. Like that
You
shit
gotta
is
find the right flavor. I'll tell you that. It's you gotta find the right brand and the right flavor. But it's similar to an IPA. It's like it's an acquired taste. You gotta get used to it. But yeah,
but like an IPA, like it's funky, but it doesn't like I don't know. I think I could get through almost any IPA. I have a difficult time getting through
but what about when you first
half
started
a
drinking IPAs? You probably hated them. You didn't like them at first. I feel like nobody did, and then it just all of a sudden you start liking them. I'll remember I was in college and I tweeted something like, "I don't know how people like IPAs. They're disgusting." And Fontaine literally replied, "They put hair on your chest." And I replied to him with a picture of some hair on my chest. Swear to God. So like I remember I hated them and all this.
What a
I like
throwback.
it. Tell me you remember that too. Now that I say it.
Now that you say it, I absolutely do.
Yeah, it was IPAs. I forget. Somebody left them behind at my house, and weird. Someone left beer at the break. Good times. Anywho, so golf guys, what's up?
Yeah, what a tangent to start. I love it. I love it.
it's perfect though because once we recap, KPMG, women's PGA, and then the Travelers this weekend, I think we'll continue to talk about booze. I don't think any of us overly care about the Rocket Mortgage this week, so kind of a good little start to definitely just set the tone for this conversation and this recording.
Can we just have one bogey brute pick of Sung J M for the Rocket Mortgage?
Yes. Sung J M will be our pick as a whole, and we've actually pooled our savings account and put a small fortune on Sung J M this week to top 10.
$5 on it. Okay.
Yeah, savings account $5. Yeah, but let's jump into KPMG PGA first. Atlanta Athletic Club. We had ourselves a showdown. Really from kind of started, Friday afternoon. We knew we were in for something special this weekend. Lizette Salas, right from the start, had the lead after 18 holes. Nelly Korda comes back and has a great round on Friday. I think she shot 63 on Friday to be back in the mix, but Lizette Salas comes back, shoots like 4 or 5 under 2 on day 2, and really they right from the beginning there had put themselves a little bit ahead of the rest of the field, and we had ourselves a showdown this weekend. Saturday, more of the same, birdies early on. I think I texted you guys at one point in our group chat early in the third round. I was like, Nelly Korda has like 11 birdies and seven pars the last 18 holes she's played, or something like that, or 12 birdies through 19 holes and no bogeys, some ridiculous stat. So clearly just playing unbelievable golf. Obviously she got it done on Sunday against Salas. And Matt, did you have an opportunity to watch a little bit? I know we were kind of all back and forth Thursday and Friday, but there wasn't a whole lot of chatter about it on Sunday. What was kind of your take on the overall tournament and kind of the final result with Nelly Korda getting her final, her first major?
Yeah, I got to watch a bit. It was an awesome golf course, to be honest. I know Atlanta Athletic Club's hosted like a wide range of PGA Tour events, whatever it may be, and stuff in the past. I just don't remember them. I was too young when they occurred, but it like really, really like it looked awesome out there, challenging, like a lot of different holes, like risk reward shots into greens, like the one I don't remember the hole number, maybe it's 9, but like the par 5 with the pond on the right of the green, and like it's a little shoot up to the green, and somebody like Nelly Korda, who was absolutely striping the ball a week clearly by shooting 19 under, like went for it with a 5-wood. I just thought it was so cool to see. At the PGA Tour level, I feel like you just always see guys, if there's trouble, they're hitting it over it, and like they're not like skirting it. They just hit it so far these days. They go over bunkers, or they hit a number that can't reach a bunker. They never challenge them if they don't have to, where a lot of holes at Atlanta Athletic Club seem to make it force players to challenge it, or you're playing way not out of position, but you're taking birdie out of play where you're playing like super conservative. So I appreciated that from a golf course perspective. And like you said, it was Salas and Korda from the get-go kind of separated themselves, especially come Saturday. I think at the end of Saturday, they were both at 15 under or something like that. And the rest of the field, there's a couple people at 10, whatever, but they clearly were kind of two runaways of the event, with what everybody else was doing. So it's kind of a two-person show. And that made it kind of interesting. You get to see two very different approaches to golf and see them both work pretty well. I mean, Salas didn't get it done, but she shot 16 under for the week. I mean, I'm sure if you told her that on Wednesday, she'd take it, no question asked, and, take her chances. And then just Nelly Korda just had a little too much firepower for her to keep up with. And Nelly Korda's, I think, 22, maybe 23, like impressive stuff for your first major win. Like that was not on accident. That was not like, the world crumbled around her and she hung on. Like she went out and got it. I mean, I think it was like 3 under, 9 under, 3 under, 4 under, right? So it's like the worst round of her week was 3 under par. So there's not a whole lot of bad going on out there if that's the week you're putting together come major championship and you take it deep and shoot 63 one of those days. Really impressed with her. I mean, being as young as she is, and I think we talked about this after the U.S. Women's Open. I mean, LPGA Tour just gives you so many young superstars these days. It seems like where it's like somebody like that. I mean, 22 and I forget who won the U.S. Women's, like Yaku or Yaka. I forget what her name was.
Yeah.
But either way, like she was like 19 or 20. It's like these are people that could win 5 majors before they're 30. I mean, granted, that's a super high expectation to put on them, but given their age and the state of their game, and Nelly also jumped to world number 1 with this win. So it's really impressive stuff out of her, and an overall really fun tournament, a good golf course to watch it on. And the only other thing I'll add is that I was happy to see Danielle Kang finally show up in the majors with a T5. Really solid Sunday to kind of jump up the leaderboard and get in the top 5, but been looking for her to kind of, put her stake in the ground come major time. She always plays super well in the LPGA Tour events as a whole, and she won a few times last year, but been waiting for her to kind of emerge in the majors since her win in like 2017. I think she won the KPMG. I forget what year it was. It was a few years ago, but last year or two, I think the majors for her have been not up to her standards based on where she's been in the world rankings and her overall play. So good to see her kind of get back in the mix, and looking forward to what she does in the Olympics. But Joe, did you get a chance to watch? I know you've been working a shit ton, but any other takes on the LPGA Tour?
I didn't see any of it except what I read in the text messages that she went bonkers. I didn't get to see any of it, unfortunately, but I support her win, and I can hope to continue to see her dominate the LPGA Tour. I heard what I was on Foreplay. They were just talking. I didn't know, like, the entire Korda family is just athletic freaks, I guess.
Athletes.
Pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that's like part of like the allure of Nelly Korda, right? Like she plays like that, like aggressive, athletic, like crushes the ball, like exciting brand of golf that I think is really good for the LPGA Tour as a whole, right? It's somebody that if she has some continued success here in majors or even in general getting wins on the PGA or LPGA Tour, like that's something you can be like, hey, here's our young phenom that, like Rory-esque when he came out, right? Like not only did they win, but they win with like in an aggressive manner with a really easy to like root for, and like this energy around them that makes it super easy to like market and root for and like watch, like you're glued to the TV watching because this type of shots that they can pull off and stuff like that. So we'll see if Nelly can like springboard this, and she's world number 1 now. So let's see if she can like ride that momentum and just like put together a couple of years here where she just kind of.
I hope one day we see it like in a final round, her and her sister just battling it out for the win.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
That would be fantastic. I was like when Venus and Serena faced each other.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean we saw them in that it was like a pro-am event earlier this year in Florida. They were both in the final round. Nelly Korda's a little bit behind, and Jessica Korda went nuts that weekend. But a couple things to note that you guys just hit on that I want to bring back up. So the Korda family as a whole, obviously, I'm pretty sure their dad was a professional tennis player, but both of them are representing the U.S. in golf for the Olympics, and their brother is representing the U.S. in tennis at the Olympics. So 3 kids, 3 Olympians, all in Tokyo this year. That's pretty special.
It's a good gene.
And the fact that I'm pretty sure, so right, there's 4 women representing the U.S. in Tokyo for golf, and 2 of them are from one family. That's pretty crazy in itself. So very, very cool. And, definitely right now, the most talented family as far as from an athletic standpoint, really probably in the entire world at the moment. And then and I don't know if this has been brought up on anywhere, if I'm just fabricating this out of thin air, but I think there's a direct comparison between Nelly Korda and Dustin Johnson. I think unbelievable athletes that, really Nelly Korda's borderline been the best player in the world on and off for the last 3 years. I know maybe her world ranking hasn't shown that or the amount that she's won, but from a pure talent standpoint, she's really been at the top of the list here for a few years now. And that's the same way Dustin Johnson was before he won the US Open at Oakmont. There was probably a 3-4 year period where you could have argued that he was the most talented player in the world. When he was just kind of hanging around the top 10 at that point. I think when he won the US Open, he was like almost number 1 in the world, even without having won a major at that point. So really, I think that's probably a pretty fair comparison. And if Dustin Johnson's last 5 years after winning his first US Open is anything, if Nelly Korda has something similar to that, then we're in for something pretty special. Obviously Dustin's only won one major in that time period, but has
10 other PGA Tour events.
Yeah, double-digit wins, scoring records on the PGA Tour. Like, right, Nelly Korda shot like 25 under last week. Like, that's just kind of where I see her game moving forward, and kind of if I'm going to put a projection on her, that's kind of what I see. And hopefully we're not putting a ceiling on her majors at 2 overall, because I definitely think she's capable of more than that. But expecting a similar 3-4 year stretch out of her that we saw at a Dustin in the late 2010s.
Yeah, and it's the thing with her too. She's so young that she can do that, and even if she, from after 3-4 years of playing really, really well, goes through something and the game takes a step back, she'll be still in her 20s and can still have another 5-year segment of something similar to this in her 30s, and then you really start racking up wins, majors, etc., and start kind of climbing up that, building that legacy out and stuff like that, right? I mean, home run Yankees.
Yes, sir. Gary Sanchez started to find it out. Continue.
Oh my God. Yeah. So with her, it does just feel like there was something about it. It's like, okay, this is one of many to come. Very similar to how I felt about Jon Rahm winning the US Open. It's like, he's not done here, and I don't think she's done here either. It feels different. Like, there's some majors where it's like, oh my God, what a week that person had. They figured it out, they got done, they found a win. It's like, I don't see this being like a recurring thing. Like, for her, like you said, she won the week before. She shot 20 whatever under, shot 19 under this week. Like, it's not like this was a flash in the pan. Like, this is something that now she's gotten a taste for it. I think she's going to just rack them up, the next 4 or 5 years, whatever it may be. So all aboard the Nelly Korda train.
Also, just side note, really cool. I really love the camaraderie on the LPGA Tour. It's so different than the PGA Tour. And I can't really put my finger on, why that's the case, but right, you got Jessica Korda, you got Megan King, you got their whole contingent of people there waiting for her on 18 and ready to kind of celebrate this first major victory. Yeah, right. We saw Phil there, and we saw some people congratulate, John, Rahm when winning the U.S. Open, but it's just a different feel. I just, so it's unique in itself, and cool to see kind of those players being out there and supporting their friends and their competitors and everything that is, kind of the competitive women's golf landscape. But
yeah, I think I could, like, I mean, I'm guessing, so this isn't like facts by any means, but I think it just has to do with the fact that they're all on the same, they have like a us versus the world mentality on the LPGA Tour of trying to grow their game and get the recognition they feel they deserve. Like, Noling Up did a bunch of content this week at KPMG, and Solly was on the grounds and all that stuff. And he's like, after watching this week, it's like, it is not because of a lack of talent. Like, they are so good at what they do. 19 under is like, that is not like something that was given to them by the course setup or anything like that, right? Like, they went out and got it. Like, they are absolutely that talented and that good. It's just, I think, because of like the stigma and like the attitude that they have, they're like, we want people to watch our games so we can make the money we see the PGA Tour guys make. And it's at the point now where I think it's the rumblings have been there where it's like, it's not because we're not as good as them. We just do it in a different way. Maybe we don't hit it 350 yards, but like the end result is the end result of like the shot making abilities and scoring abilities, whatever you want to call it. It's just on a different scale. And I think they kind of come together to fight that fight where it's like, yeah, I'd love that you didn't make that birdie to go 3 up on me with 6 holes to go. But like at the end of the day, as long as whoever wins this wins it in like a really dominant and like really impressive fashion, that's a win for all of us. And I think that's kind of why you get that better sense of camaraderie. Where on the PGA Tour, it seems much more like I need to get mine while I can because of whatever. And like, I can't focus on anybody else. I need to make sure I get mine while I'm playing, while I'm peaking or playing at my best or have the opportunity to do so. And I can't, like, the PGA Tour is going to be just fine with or without me. So I need to be a little more selfish in the fact of like, I need to like look out for my own career because nobody else is going to. Where I think like the LPGA Tour, they try and rise everybody up to rise the tour up to then inherently rise themselves up. Where in that PGA Tour, it's much more like nobody else is going to look out for me. I need to look out for myself. And that might be, again, that's my opinion, speculating, but that's kind of what I see from a bystander perspective.
Yeah, it takes a village, as many people would say. That's kind of been a terminology used for the pandemic, but we'll use it for the LPGA Tour in this case. It takes a village. But yeah, no, fun week down in Atlanta, and looking forward to a couple more women's majors. We're lucky enough to have 5 of them, so we still have 2 more, coming our way with the Rico British Open, and then also Evian later in the year. So last one on American soil, but looking forward to 2 more nonetheless. Now let's head up to Hartford. Matt, I know you were lucky enough to be on the grounds this week at TPC River Highlands for the Travelers Championship with a couple of our bogey-proof gambling crew and a couple other characters. So I'll kind of kick it over to you give us a little insight on kind of what was the vibe out there at TPC and the Travelers Championship as a whole. I think it's known for being a relatively well attended event, and the fans are really pretty knowledgeable and really want to be out there. So give us a little insight on kind of what everything was looking like on Saturday, and who'd you guys watch, and what do you think about the course and how it was playing?
Yeah, so like you said, everybody there is just like buzzing around, a lot of energy out there, and it was hot on Saturday, so a lot of people, kind of get into a spot, posting up for a little bit, recoup, then move again. But the golf course looked phenomenal. Like, it looks so much better now with less hospitality tents. You just get to see so much more land and golf course and, fescue that normally is covered by a hospitality tent, but like it adds to the kind of allure and like the views of it. And it also gives people access to certain areas that normally there's literally a tent there. So you can't, stand there unless you're in the tent. So that was probably the biggest, like, because I've been a few times now, and that was like the biggest thing that stood out to me. I was like, wow, there's so many new places I can go walk to and then move from, where it's like that used to be a tent here or a tent there or whatever it may be. I didn't follow anybody too much. I watched Bryson warm up and then go down 1. But then after he went down 1, I kind of just tucked over to 17 and hung out there for a little while because DJ was coming back the other way on Saturday because DJ was out early. But there's a ton of energy. I was there with TJ, part of the gambling lab, friend of the program, and my girlfriend and a couple other people. So we had a good crew of like 4 or 5 of us. And honestly, we went 1 to 17, hung on 17 for a little while because DJ, Phil, some of the guys that went out earlier in the morning were coming through, watched them play 17. And then we headed over to like 6, 7, 8 up in there or 5, 6, 7, I should say, by the par 3 and stuff like that, and watch a few more holes up there, watch some more groups go through. And then we kind of found our home for the day down behind 15 green next to the 18th tee. There used to be a big tent there for like travelers. I'm sure it was theirs because that's such a good spot. But no corporate. There's only one corporate tent on 17 and one on 18. So I don't know like who actually got any, but there's much less than normal. So we were able to walk right up there and like we were so close. We were right behind 15 green in line with the tee, so we could see everything, all the tee shots coming in, see them in the air, track them, see other approach shots, putting whatever out on 15 and around that green, which is honestly a lot of fun because that green is crazy and you get to see them hit a lot of different little pitch shots, bump and runs up in the air, out of the bunkers, whatever it may be. And then clear view to see them tee off 16, go down 17 and 17 green. They actually walk up that way to the 18th tee sometime. So we got really close with a few guys, depending on if they had the ropes open or closed at certain areas. But half the groups probably, I say, walked literally right in front of us. We were right on the ropes, and we posted up there for the day. It was a blast. We, beverages were flowing, the concessions were good. Had some, some burgers, whatever, some food, and just really spent the day there and just watched group after group go through that little stretch and super entertaining. It's probably the best hole from like just a viewing perspective because you see a lot of different shit. It's not just like the cookie cutter driver off the tee, at whatever iron into the green, either birdie putt or two putt, whatever it may be. So we had a lot of fun out there. And I'll let you guys speak a little bit more to the overall tournament and the interesting finish that went down. But I thought being on site, there's just so much energy there. I mean, Mark Leishman walked like right by us, and I gave him like, hey, Leish, let's go like one more. He looked right at me and like gave me a smirk. I was like, I feel like a 6-year-old, like I'm giddy right now, like just stuff like that like you only get when you're on site, and like something as simple as that was just like really cool. And if you live in Connecticut, Mass, even New York, whatever, like something around here, the tickets are so cheap. It's not like you don't have to break the bank to come here. And the grounds themselves are just, there's so many spots you can just post up. You can follow people. They get enough big names where there's people you want to see. And it was just overall a really awesome experience on Saturday. But I'll let you guys talk more about the overall tournament, the finish, and, Harris ended up winning. But what'd you have on the old Trav, Joey?
I turned it on the third playoff hole. And I was expecting it to go like one more hole. So I got to watch a little bit of it, which was, it was fun to watch. And, I figured, well, we were probably going to discuss it. But the fact that they play just 17 and 18 over and over, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I don't get I guess I understand why they, because I feel like every tournament, if it goes into sudden death like that, they kind of do that same general idea, like 16, 17, 18, anything like that. But why don't they just go to 1 or 10 and it's like, all right, just play until somebody wins. I feel like that makes sense in my eyes, but I don't know. It was fun golf. I mean, the guys were just playing some good par golf, and I guess on that last hole, I knew that Harris English was gonna make that. I just, you had the whole crowd cheering for Kramer, and you just knew Harris English was going to bury that putt to kind of win the tournament. I feel like everything was going against, what was his name? Kramer.
Yeah. He had already missed a short one too, so you knew he wasn't going to miss 2 short ones.
Exactly. So, it was fun to watch. I wish Kramer won. Just with the crowd going his way, but I don't know, on that 8th hole, when he missed that birdie putt, I was just like, there's no way that Harris English is going to miss this, and he won it recently, didn't he? Ish.
Harris?
Yeah, or am I remember?
He won the Sony back in Hawaii, but he was solo 3rd at the U.S. Open last year.
Yeah, it was the Sony that he won, right? And he didn't win any
Tournament of Champions. Sorry,
Tournament of Champions. Then he almost won in South Carolina too before he threw up on himself. Like there was, he's like 9th in the Ryder Cup standing, and we talked about this the other day, like a week ago after the U.S. Open. Maybe after the U.S. Open we talked about it because he got a shit ton of points in South Carolina. Then he got a shit ton of points at the U.S. Open. Then he wins a tournament. So,
and everybody else that's kind of around that bubble besides Cantlay looks like shit. Everybody else around that bubble is like Webb Simpson and like
even Patrick Reed hasn't been great.
He hasn't looked great. He doesn't he doesn't miss a ton of cuts, but he hasn't been in the top 10 in a long time. Like stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, it's hard not to pick him unless something changes over the next 2 months. And it's like, really? It's like the other guys, their form is just so shit right now. Webb Simpson cannot be on this Ryder Cup team. If he's on this Ryder Cup team, I revolt. I will rebel. I refuse. Like, he has been ass all year, like so bad all year. And I understand he's usually like kind of the yin to everybody's yang on the U.S. team, where he gets it short and consistent. And he's good to mix up with the guys, but he's been so bad for the last 4 months this year. Like, he has not been anywhere near the form that he played in it for sure last year and probably the year before that he racked all his points up with. So Ryder Cup will be interesting, and we definitely will, probably after the Open and maybe before the playoff, we might have to do like a deep dive of where we're at with like a month or two left, and then see how it plays out as the playoffs go on. But the Ryder Cup, the captain's picks are not easy this year. There is a lot going on in that, 7 through 12 ranking in the points, where he has to pick 4 of those guys. And I could be wrong. I think it's top 6 or auto win, and then he picks 4. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it'll be interesting no matter what. And like, Harris if he has one more like top 5, he's gonna get in on the points almost. Like, it's gonna be automatic, which is crazy to think. Like, before the Tournament of Champions, like, I don't think anybody had Harris English on the Ryder Cup team. Like,
bullshit though. He shouldn't even been playing in the Tournament of Champions.
Trust me, I gave him shit for that. I know.
Oh, I know we did. Bunch of bullshit.
But
I count for something. I mean, but hey, at the end of the day, if he's gonna help us,
he solidified his right to be in that tournament upcoming year. We'll see if if that win was real or not. Ball don't lie.
Ball does not lie. That is very, very true.
But to bring it back to Travelers and especially the playoff, I'm with you, Joe. Like, I know you probably don't expect 8-hole playoffs. It hasn't happened in 40 years or something.
Exactly.
Whatever. But like, you drove past 15T to get to 17 like twice. Just go there one of the times. Just mix it up. I don't need to see 18 6 times, especially when
you get so used,
especially when there's
a hole.
There's no decision making on that hole either.
No.
You hit a driver, and wherever it lands, you hit it on the green and you 2-putt and you move on. And that's what they
They
did.
were even hitting like irons and hybrids off that tee, weren't they? Or was that 17?
That was 17. And then 17, it's such a tight, narrow one, and you're in a playoff. All you're going to do is hit an iron or a hybrid to make sure you hit the fairway. And then that green is so tough over the water, you're going to, again, hit it in the middle and you 2-putt and move on. It's like 15, whether or not it's a good hole, and I don't recommend you go to that right away to start a playoff. Like, I'd rather you play 17 or 18 and make somebody make a birdie, right? But when after they've clearly proven that they're, it's after 4 times that it's just not happening, go to 15, make somebody make a birdie, or make them at least think about their tee shot, right? Like, now they have to make a decision. All right, am I going to blast this up the right and have that awkward chip, or am I going to lay back and give myself a comfortable wedge in? Like, am I going to bring that left water into play? All those, now they're at least thinking about it. They're hitting a different shot. If they avoid the water, somebody's probably going to make a birdie, and then you have an answer in your playoff, or you get matching birdies, which is more exciting than watching matching pars, right? Like,
exactly.
I think it's like, again, and maybe you don't go there to start the playoff. I'm fine with going 18 and then 17, 18. But once you've made 3 pars through that stretch, all right, let's mix it up. I don't know how that is, like, I don't know who determines that order or like how that's all done. I don't know like the logistics behind the scenes, but after 3 playoff holes, I don't think it matters. Like, there's no way, like, they got to be able to make a call, right? Like, whoever's in charge, I don't know, like tournament director or the PGA Tour or whatever it may be, has to be like, hey guys, if they both par this one again, we're going to 15 next time. That's, what I'm saying? Like, they're driving past it anyways. They're giving them cards out to all the holes. So it's like, and like from a viewer's perspective or like the fan perspective, they went to like 17 and 15. They're the same spot. Like I was saying, where it's posted up, I could see both greens as clear as day. So it's like, it's not like you're changing. Oh, well, the fans wouldn't be able to get out there. It's like, no, it's 15's even closer than 17, to be honest. So it's like, I mean, again, they are not expecting an 8-hole playoff. It hasn't happened in 60 years, but I would much rather them show some feel and just try something different.
Exactly.
I don't know the logistics, and maybe we're just being naive, but that's my take. Is after 3 times you play after 3 playoff holes, mix it up.
Yeah.
Play a different hole, do something different. Take them to, like I said, go to. I mean, one would be kind of far for the fans' perspective of it, but like you have 15, and if 15 doesn't work, make them play the par 3 16. It's still right there, and then it loops to 17, 18 anyways. They're all right there. It's just it seemed like an opportunity wasted. You could have made somebody really get aggressive on 15, drive the green, or do something really cool versus seeing like 7 drivers, 7 gap wedges,
Exactly.
and like 7 pars. I don't know.
No, exactly. It's just you're just like, all right, like it's a playoff where it's an 8-hole playoff. I feel like it should be exciting, and it's just I'm watching the same whole hum golf over and over again. Like I'm just waiting for somebody to fuck up.
They just kept aiming at that bunker and be like, if I cut it, I'm in the fairway. If not, who cares? That bunker's easy to hit from. At least I'm not on the hill and short sided to that pin. They just kept aiming at that left fairway bunker and trying to peel it off it, and it was it was just boring. It was like I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna come down to somebody making a 12-footer at some point. It's like
exactly
could have been there all night.
And that's what I was saying. That hole with Harris English, it was just like you just knew he was gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd did not cheering. I respected him at the end. He was just like, yeah, it's good to have the fans back. Like I was kind of thinking he would say like, oh, I would, don't know why like all of a sudden they started cheering for Kramer, but
it's a cool name.
It's good to have the fans back. But I don't know if you guys noticed his putter grip. Wow. It's just the amount of wear and tear to that bad boy. It's nuts.
It looks like those maybe 10 years ago almost now, like those grips, those really soft black wind grips that is just weathered and beat to shit, and now it's just like the fuzzy leather with no grip on it anymore. And he's like, I'm touching this thing. I mean, he's won twice this year and third in the U.S. Open, so I'm sure he ain't changing that anytime soon.
I wonder how old that when you really put that grip on. Like, I wonder how old it actually is.
Yeah, it's like Spieth's too, right? I think he changed it. Maybe he changed it.
Yeah, he did. He changed it.
But it was really. It was similar to that. It was similar to this one, for a little while there, and then he finally, made the jump. But
I like getting some wear and tear in mine too, as well. I will say that, but his was just off the walls.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. No, for sure. It was a good finish. I agree with both of you guys. I think. Right, a medium length par 4 with a tucked pin. Like you're just not going to get a lot of drama on the way that was set up. I would have loved them to play 15. 16 was even a birdie hole. Like I think, give them a short iron in their hand. We're going to either see, we could see a tap in birdie. We could see something in the front bunker in the water.
What if they even changed the pin like on one of the holes?
Well, now you're getting crazy.
No, it's not that crazy though. Like, what? It's a playoff hole. It's different. You can change it up.
No, you can't. You can't change the pin location.
Fuck it. It's a fucking playoff hole. Who gives a shit? We're already spitballing other ideas. It's not like anyone else in the field has to play it at that pin. It's just those two.
I mean, at that, why don't they just tee it up from the 17th tee box and get it in the 18th hole? Why not?
Something like, dude, I'm all for a nice little cross-country hole. I'm about it.
Honestly, it shows that we're very on brand as a bogey-proof, umbrella here, because Paul said the same thing. He's like, fuck it, just play to a different hole. Tee off on 18 and go to 1. Who cares?
Find your way over there. Like, whoever makes the least amount of strokes wins.
Dude, I said it on the Gambling Lab, like our recap. It's like, that was my favorite thing to do when I was working at the local muni back home. Like, when I close up and it'd be, I'd have like half hour, 45 minutes of daylight left where I could see my ball. Like, I'm not just going to play 2 holes. Like, I'd rather play, like, especially if it's just 1 and 2, right? I've played them a zillion times. So I'd play from like 1 to like the 10th green. And then I play from the 17th tee up to the 2nd green and like do weird shit like that just to like guess and do something, have to play around trees or through trees and like get creative with it. That would have been wild.
We did that at Mohawk a lot too. That I'll say, like, that's one thing at Baker, like, you can't really do. Like, just the way the layout is.
Too many trees in between holes.
It's not even that. Like, it's just it's 4 holes out and 5 holes in, and I mean, yeah, there's a lot of trees, but Well, I mean, we've done it on number 2. I don't know. I got to think about this and get real creative.
What do you go two
Yeah.
to like the back of 7 there?
We did 2 to the back of 7, but we even did like 2 from the tips and just really try to slice one into 8 fairway and then hit it into 8 green.
What about
Go, like,
10?
Yeah.
What about 10 tee to like 16 green?
Yeah, you know, you
Hit one hard off
the
the right side there and see if you can
there's a
almost.
little gap in the
Oh
wood.
yeah.
I mean,
I only know that because that's where I hit my tee shot on 10.
Like,
we might have to try and do that one night if any of us are out on a course and have it to ourselves. Get the camera out and be like, all right, we're going. And if we're playing a course anywhere around any of us, some of our followers will hopefully like recognize the course and do something weird like that. That'd be really cool.
I might just have
Make
to
a whole.
I'll say we used to do that shit a lot at Elmcrest when we used to belong there back in the day. Like stand on. I'm trying to think what hole we used to. On the back 9, like maybe the back 9, we used to play from like the back corner to like 15 green or something like that. Something or
the 3 lines there.
they go across some tree lines and
you can do it on the front too. You go from 3 and instead of going up 3, you go over like go up 9 and go to like 17, kind of on the other side of the trees and go that way.
Yeah, you can do that.
I worked there too, and I definitely close up the shop and then I go out there and whack some balls around.
Yeah, for sure.
I get creative out there.
Yeah. That is a lot of fun. It's fun too in the winter when you're playing one club just to kind of fuck around and do stuff like that.
Yeah. Imagine that in the playoff. They just switch it to one club. That would have been fun.
Well, that's what I saw someone say. It's like, all right, you get to pick a club to take out of the opponent's bag.
Battle golf, like the old Tiger Woods video game. Get the battle golf going.
Yeah, but definitely a fun weekend, and Travelers is always a good one to watch. But running into Rocket Mortgage here, I know we said we're not really going to chat too much about it, so let's talk about if we're not watching Rocket Mortgage, what are we doing? We're probably sipping on some cocktails or doing something, playing some golf of our own. I'm going to say leave your summer cocktail of choice for that's going to be on the video out. Fontaine, rapid fire. What is your go-to summer beer? And then your summer liquor of choice, just overall.
Summer beer. I mean, I might be stealing some of Joey's thunder dipping into the seltzer world, but the last year and a half, man, high noons are there's nothing better in the sun than a high noon. When you're out there and it's hot, a nice crispy one, nice and cold. There's nothing better. Watermelon's my go-to flavor too, but they're super, super refreshing off of the golf course or hanging by the pool, whatever it is. And you don't have to worry about it if it gets a little warm. Like that's the problem, especially in New England. It's just so damn humid that if you don't have a Yeti around your beer, and you don't slam it, if you jump in the pool and then get out, it's going to be warm and gross. It's just the high noon. It's got a little bit more shelf life and doesn't taste terrible if it's warm. It's just a little bit better. And then I guess this is kind of on brand, but my liquor of the summer is just vodka. Vodka sodas, vodka, whatever.
Does that change? Does that change if it's 9:00 and you're down by the fire and you're hanging out at a fire pit or something?
If the sun's down, that definitely changes. If the sun is down and it's not, I'm thinking by the pool or at a cookout, I'm thinking, like midday, kind of in the heat of summer. Sun goes down, we are switching that up to definitely some kind of bourbon, something like that on the rocks by the fire. But if, that's probably what it's gonna be. If it's not vodka, it's gonna be some kind of whiskey, some kind of bourbon on the rocks and kind of hanging by the fire, whatever it may be, or whatever else you do in the summer that's at night. I don't know.
Joey, I'm gonna make this a pointed question for you.
Oh fuck!
What is the name of that restaurant that we went to?
Bubba's.
Not Bubba's. The
Not
Goose
Bubba's.
or something?
The Goose, the Flying Goose, yeah.
If you're sitting at the Flying Goose, post 12-hour shift, nice beer list out there. What are you sipping on at the Flying Goose?
Fuck. So they're actually. So I went there with Peyton the other night, couple days ago, and they had a seasonal IPA. I want to say it was New England IPA. Swing Lube. It was actually very good. I enjoyed it. It was very on brand. And they had another one. I think it was called like 600 golf balls. I didn't get that one though. Yeah, it was something like that. But yeah, no, the Swing Lube was good. So I'd say that'd be the beer of choice at the Goose, and then going to liquor, right? I mean, I like a good Maker's Mark and soda, kind of just classic and simple. That's more so what I'm leaning towards.
If you're gonna chain smoke cigarillos, what's your brand of choice?
Oh, let's go!
Another home run.
Fuck, man, I don't know. Whatever. I'll fucking smoke any cigar. Are you kidding me? You think I fucking know? You give me a cigar, I'll smoke it. Whatever.
Mikey, how about you? What's your beer and then what's your cocktail? What's your remedy?
So I do shout out to TJ with the Dogfish. I really do like those strawberry lemonade seltzers.
I did try one of them.
Those things pack a punch too.
Good
shelf life. And if you put that shit on ice too, it's like it waters it down. You could legitimately chug tasty. It.
I gotta find that flavor and the whiskey sour.
Yeah, so those I really like. I like a canned cocktail, and I'll go canned cocktail first. Like, there's some good vodka soda ones. There's some good mules. There's some good tequila soda ones. Like, so I think mixing in kind of a canned cocktail at some point. And if I'm going true summer, if I'm sitting by the pool or on the beach, you can't have too many because they're crazy sugary. But like a good Leinenkugels, like a true summer shandy, I think is tough to beat. You might need to mix in like a Miller Lite or something in the middle just to even yourself out a little bit. Just so you don't, go into comatose out here. But I think that's probably my summer drink of choice, especially when it's on draft. Tastes delicious. Tasty. And then if I'm going, I'm not a big liquor guy in the summer, just because the sun will definitely
it'll
get to me pretty quick in that. So, but when the sun does go down, I'm going bourbon like you, Fontaine. I'm going some sort of, Four Roses small batch, Eliza Craig small batch. Keeping it simple with Bullet. Like it's tough to go bad, and you can really mix it as much or as little as you want. Mm-hmm. I like it neat. I like it on ice. I like it with soda. Yeah. So like I just think the versatility of that and the sipping ability when it comes to a summer night is where I want to be. And Joey, the fact that you didn't bring up wild cherry Cheyennes as like cigarillos go, that hurts my soul.
Honestly, I don't think I've had a Cheyenne since I graduated from Western New England, and
it just hurts my soul because
I mean, I guess it goes to show they've been put in the past a little bit, but I mean, they always have a special place in my heart. I mean, you want me to take a pack down, you let me know the time, day, and when, because I'm down. I miss those bad boys. Those were the days. Let me tell you. Never forget I made a spliff out of fucking Cheyenne.
Oh,
that was something else. Good times, man. Good times.
I mean, on that note, if we want to throw it back to there, I mean, if I gotta pick a beer, I mean, put some Busch Lights in front of me, it'll be all right.
Busch Classics. puts the hair on your chest. Have you guys ever heard or had of the drink Tom Collins?
Yep. I've heard of it. I've never had one, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I mean, I've only had a handful, but Tom Collins is a very good drink, and it's just I just don't want to buy any of the ingredients.
It's gin, lemonade, and soda.
Gin, lemon juice, freshly squeezed, obviously. Then simple syrup and like club soda.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy lemon juice. I don't want to buy sugar for simple syrup.
Lemon juice costs like $2 at the grocery store.
But then I have it sitting in my fucking fridge for no reason because, like, I'm not gonna
get a lemon and squeeze it.
The lemon juice is like the size of a salt shaker. It's not going to take up your whole fridge.
I don't know, man.
Put on some chicken. Bake some chicken sometime.
Gin. I don't drink like you guys do. I get home and I go to bed.
Watch the Yankees.
Exhausting.
Keep watching the Yankees, you might start drinking like us.
Honestly, I might become an alcoholic. Again. Wait,
Yeah, nope. Shout out to our one of our listeners, Corey Stillings. He commented on the Instagram today. You know, Fontaine's drink was eerily similar to a Tom Collins today.
Mhm.
So let us know that was the case.
Oh yeah.
Big gin fan he is. So you know, we don't have any gin on the menu as of right now, but we do have a mystery cocktail coming on Friday, so you never know. But yeah, so we got to mix in some gin. I don't really love it, to be perfectly honest, but we have definitely left the gin off the cocktail recipes. You know, the first, you know, Bogey Proof's been around for almost 8 months now, and we have not done a gin cocktail. So
we're gonna have to change that. We'll have to, you know, I feel like Eric's very creative and knows a lot of different cocktails. Awesome. We're gonna have to ask him for a gin one in the next couple of weeks that isn't too crazy, where I have to go like find these ingredients, you know, like something that's
gin and tonic.
Yeah. So you got to add a little bit more than that, but yeah, I'm with you.
Flash of cream.
I mean, we should give credit because I'm pretty sure we know what Eric's liquor of the summer is. He's a tequila guy, I feel like. Yeah. I mean, right? I mean, I feel like I'm right with that, but he's a tequila guy through and through, especially, you know, come summertime, and I'm sure he'll have a couple good tequila remedies, couple different cocktails, couple options for us and our followers to partake in come this summer. But
yeah, so outside of the booze going on this weekend, what are we up to, Joey? I know you're working, but I know you said you had one day off kind of at the end of July 4th weekend. What's on your docket to enjoy the holiday at least a little bit?
So I'm off Friday. There's a possibility I go visit my buddy Nick, who's in Maine for the week. It's a matter of if I want to make the drive Thursday night, and the weather's not looking great either. So nothing really if that doesn't go through. I don't really know. Maybe some golf on Friday, but other than that, I got to work all weekend. So I hope you boys are out there enjoying it this weekend, but I'll be stuck working.
Slaving away, as they say.
Literally slaving away.
I will be doing as you asked, Joe. I will be on the golf course, sneaking up to Wisconsin Friday and Saturday. Gonna come back to the city, hopefully enjoy some July 4th festivities Saturday and Sunday. No fireworks in the Chicago downtown. Interestingly enough, I just gotta think these cities and these places, they're just like making an excuse to not do things because COVID is a thing still. You know, like I just, you know, I think we're back to normal enough where we could have some of these things. So a little disappointed that, you know, we're not getting some of the normal July 4th activities.
And COVID is done.
It's done. It's done, Joey.
Done.
It's done. Donezo.
Shohei Ohtani just hit a home run. He is so good at baseball. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, Shohei Ohtani, confirmed freak.
Yeah. No.
Confirmed.
Can't wait to see him in the home run derby.
You guys could probably win MVP.
I hope he does. I mean, it's amazing.
Same. Bring it on. I love it. Is he pitching tonight or no?
No, I don't think so. I haven't been fully paying attention to that aspect, but no, I don't. I believe he is now.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, should be a fun weekend. Fontaine, right? Just some golf and some relaxing planned for you.
Yeah, golf, burgers, dogs. You know, the usual. America. You know.
Facts, bro. Facts. Great USA.
Couple national anthems.
Whatever we got to do to get the people going, you know?
Yeah.
Man of the people.
Hoping for some reason we're not that busy, but I know we're going to be.
People could be out and about. People might not want to be.
The afternoon will more likely be dead. We'll have a few stragglers, but
get the early one in and then go to the
go to the lake all afternoon. Exactly. So these members live the life. I wish I lived their lives. That'd be fantastic. Maybe one day.
One day.
We'll see.
But boys, always a pleasure chatting with you. looking forward to a fun week of content and connecting again. I think we got some good stuff here planned for our followers and an exciting rest of the summer. But if I don't talk to you in the near future, enjoy your July 4th, and we'll touch base soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.